All right, it's the Lee family coming to you for this first Body Life update. We're going to be sharing a little bit of the week that we just endured, even in the midst of the uncertainty. So we're going to start with some of the positives, some of the fun that our girls have had, and some of the enjoyable things. So Maya, what's one thing that you've enjoyed this week?
Writing a book.
Yeah, so you're going to share that with everybody when you're finished?
Yeah.
Very cool. Ella, what have you been spending your time doing these days?
I'm writing a book too, and I enjoyed hiking in Russell Woods.
Yeah, so we can't wait to share that as well with everybody at church. So also, I've had the privilege of seeing the girls a lot more this week, as well as Jory. Being a teacher, I've been home and kind of doing e-learning from home for my students. And you guys have been doing some fun things together as well. Ella, what are some of those things that you enjoyed doing with Maya?
We've been playing family games and doing some puzzles.
Absolutely. Maya, and then what have you been doing by the window with Ella pretty much every morning this week?
Watching Daddy jog and look out for him when he comes back home.
Yeah, so they've had their walkie-talkies out, spying on me to make sure they get me before I get home. So that's been a lot of fun. Well, our enjoyable week has definitely been filled with some lows as well, as I guess the intensity and the unknowns continue to come in this week. Definitely felt the stress and the strains that some of this uncertain times have put on us, so kind of trying to figure out where to prioritize time and what my attitude is looking like towards the girls and towards Jory. It's definitely been challenging, kind of wanting to do it on my own, to be the provider, but constantly being reminded by the Lord that He has this taken care of, that He knows that we needed this slow down, and that He will use all things for His good. So we continue to trust that. And know that He is going to kind of see us through the ups and the downs.
So I've prepared something to share with you as well, so I'm going to just reference my notes for that. So we started off this past week with the realization that it could be a long, tough stretch. I work from home, so that was able to continue pretty seamlessly. However, as Adam mentioned, he's a teacher, so he had to be home setting up e-learning for his students and managing that and helping them. Our girls, Ella and Maya here, go to school during the day, so since they were home this week, we also needed to help them with their e-learning. We wanted to be sure to keep up with that. And wanting to be proactive, Adam stepped up and we had a family talk about how we can work together to make this a positive experience. So the first day was great, and then we had a couple rough days where we each contributed our own sin to the struggle. It's just some ups and downs. I share this because I don't want it to appear as though we've had nothing but positive quality family time. We shared some of the fun stuff that we've had going on, but there's definitely been struggles in that too. So that's the reality of this situation. There's bound to be some ups and downs, whether you're used to being home together or not. I'm glad to say we've rebounded and we are trying to use this time to grow our relationships with each other and with the Lord. For me and Adam especially, we have an opportunity to assume the best of each other, to give each other the benefit of the doubt, and to see the good intentions behind each other's actions. And I have enjoyed having Adam and the girls around. It's like summer break, except without our usual travel, and with a little extra work and with some fear of the unknown. And speaking of fear, that is something I tend to struggle with. We all have to trust the Lord through this situation, whether we're fearful about what is going to happen or just annoyed with being stuck at home. We all need to trust in Jesus and His plan and allow Him to work in and through us. I find it very fitting that we're going through Matthew in church, because in order to really trust someone, we have to know them. Studying Jesus' life, His words, and His actions in the Gospels is such a great way to get to know Jesus. We've been going through Philippians in our home group, and we recently came across this well-known and very appropriate passage. Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say, rejoice. Let your reasonableness be known to everyone. The Lord is at hand. Do not be anxious about anything, But in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things.
We look forward to more families in the coming weeks sharing about how God is challenging them, how He's encouraging them, and how He is at work despite the circumstances we find ourselves in right now. So thanks for being a part of this first virtual KBC service. Many blessings to you.